Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Welcome to our TV network, your ultimate destination for all things exciting and essential. From mouth-watering food to the latest in fashion, health, education, music, movies, and news, plus thrilling sports and breathtaking travel, our TV network brings it all to you. Tune in today and experience the best of every world, all in one place, rtv.network.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs,
who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you, the marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has a power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support. Where health education is abundant. Where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being, with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader, an expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations, and welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, and I am your business moderator for this session on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. And we have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And our first speaker today is Dr. Marverine Beverly. Dr. Marverine Beverly is an executive level physician with 20 years of experience advocating for improving the patient engagement and cultural competence for all populations, especially African American communities. Dr. Beverly is a member of the National Medical Association, and her article, Patient Engagement and Cultural Sensitivity as a Strategy to Improve Health Equities, The Solutions Are Simple as They Are Complex, was published in the NMA Journal in 2022. She is also a member of the National Association of Health Service Executives and the American Medical Association, better known as AMA. Dr. Beverly is a fellow, New York Academy of Medicine, and her abstract, Health Disparities and Epidemics, Perception versus Reality, was selected for a presentation at NYAM 12th Annual History of Medicine. She received the Excellence in Medicine Award from the Bronx County Medical Society 2021, and she is the president and founder of Marverine Beverly MD PLLC, Patient Engagement and Cultural Competence Specialist. So Dr. Beverly received her bachelor's from Boston University and her doctorate of medicine from the University of Buffalo's Jacobs School of Medicine. She completed her internship and residency in internal medicine at Harlem Hospital, New York Columbia Presbyterian. And she currently serves as the president of Marverine Beverly MD PLLC, which is Patient Engagement and Cultural Competence Specialist. So I'd like to welcome her to the stage on the Black Business Network. How are you doing today, Dr. Beverly?
I'm doing great, Grant, and thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. I love having you on the show. You've been here before, but we not everybody is aware of what you've been able to accomplish. So if you can tell us, to get us started, in your experience, how can healthcare systems better address the unique needs of both our younger and older generations, particularly in minority communities?
Great question. I think from my perspective, and that's been, as you mentioned, over 20 years of experience in improving the health of the populations, particularly the Black population. I think what's important is for health systems to recognize the human value of each person. And I think in terms of what I've experienced and also what I've done after speaking to over 1,000 patients from all race, ethnicities, socioeconomic status, I came to the concept of the common thread, the human experience. And what do I mean by that? So I was doing a presentation at Northwell, and it was with interns and residents and administrative staff. And I asked the question, what is the similarity between a homeless person and a millionaire? And the person in front of me looked at me like, really, lady? And he said, the only thing I could think about is that they're both men. I said, well, that could be women too, but that's another story. But what I realized is that regardless of race, regardless of race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, country of origin, language spoken, religious beliefs, what is the common thread that binds us all as human beings? Is that once accurately diagnosed, there is no human being on planet Earth could give it back. The billionaire can't say, oh, I'll give you $1 million to take the cancer back. Or that's not enough, I'll give you $5 million. It applies to a homeless person as it does to a millionaire. And so maybe hospital systems could be more empathetic and less judgmental when they recognize the common thread. And also a key part of recognition is that the bulk of us taking care of patients never laid in a hospital bed. And those that do are women delivering life, and in some cases, patients are trying to prevent death. And through the health systems across the country, I think the lack of human value is specifically more related to African American populations, irrespective of gender or age or or age groups. Patients with sickle cell disease are treated, just unconscionable when it comes to the delivery of care to that population, and they're young people. And the elderly Black population has the worst health outcomes in all disease categories. And what is the result of that? Lack of human value, and not a part of the cultural competence conversation.
This is all very, very important. Now, you've written a recent book called The 9 Simple Solutions to Health Equity. I wanted to know, and let our audience know, what inspired you to focus on patient engagement and cultural competence, especially within the African American community?
What caused me to write the book was, part of it is my role in developing the first care management program at New York City Health and Hospital. And it was at a time when nobody taught about care management. And my role was to develop a process that would improve the health of all populations. And this care management program was developed at New York City Health and Hospital's Queens Hospital and Elmhurst Hospital. Elmhurst Hospital has a large Asian Indian population, a large Hispanic, and then it was a growing Russian population. Queens has a large Black population. And so the concept of the bridge team, within the bridge team, I created the concept, within the concept of care management, I developed the concept of the bridge team. And the idea of the bridge team, bridge the gap. I don't care what the problem is, let's bridge the gap. And the bridge team was made up of social work, care, case management. And what led me to actually write this book is the experience that I'm going to share with one individual, patient with sickle cell disease. And everybody was saying, she's 18 years old, she's so attitudinal, disrespectful, always in the emergency room, drug seeking. And I'm thinking, what 18-year-old is not attitudinal without a life-threatening condition? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. And these moments always happened at Monday morning, 9 o'clock. So we're about to enter her room, and the body language, and her hand was said, I'm on my phone. I said, okay, and the team is whispering, that's what we're talking about, disrespectful. So I waited till she got off her phone, and so when she got off the phone, I'm about to enter her room, and she said a very powerful statement. If you have a cure for my disease, come in. If you don't, and she pointed, keep walking, And I said, wow, was I expecting that Monday morning, 9 o'clock? So then I became the child, and she became the adult. And why do I say that? Her next statement was, did you hear what I said? I'm going to repeat myself one more time. Isn't that what we tell our children when they're not following direction? Wow. If you have a cure, come in. If you don't, keep walking. So I said, I don't have a cure, but let me think about what you said. And I went back to see her in the evening at 5 o'clock. Who that individual was in the morning was who the health system created. Who she was at 5 o'clock was the actual human being. I said, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your family. She was 18 then. At 16, her mom got off the bus from work, developed chest pain, was taken to a hospital, and died of a heart attack. Her 17, her sister, who also had sickle cell, was admitted to the hospital for sickle cell crisis and sepsis, which is a diffuse infection throughout the entire body, and she passed. Now she's 18 and she lives with her uncle. And for lack of a better term, the way she describes, he's a food, clothing, and shelter type of guy. He's not a touchy-feely type of guy. And she said another powerful statement. You doctors don't teach me about sickle cell. Sickle cell teaches me. And it was based on that I said, and we hugged each other. We literally teared up, and I asked her, have you ever been referred to for depression screening or see a therapist? She said no. And that was what was the impetus for me to go to the emergency room and speak to the emergency room director then and say, we got to develop a sickle cell support group. And so when the patients came to the emergency room, the care managers who reported to me would ask them, do you want to join the support group? And at the end of the day, we ended up with about 16 patients, and we had the support group meeting once a week at Monday, hour before hematology, and we provided lunch. And Grant, when you hear those stories, these are individuals that you don't hear anything about. They're not treated like human beings. All you hear is negativity. They're drug seekers, and the literature does not support that. They're the least addicted, but the most vilified for patients who require pain management. And it's been proven in the literature why patients come back to the hospital earlier than they think they should. The team, guess why they come back earlier? It's because it's been proven in the literature they were undertreated the first go round. And so, I just want to give you two statements that came up. I heard the word hate a lot. And I hate my mom. And it was unscripted. And the patients could say whatever they want. And we had a therapist on the team as well. And I said, oh my God, why do you hate your mom? As somebody who is now a new parent. Oh, she said, I don't hate her now. I know she loves me over the moon. But I never understood when I was younger why she sided with the doctors to keep me in so much pain. Why did they just let me die?
Wow.
And then I heard another statement, my brother hates me. Why does your brother hate you? Because I suck up all the oxygen in the room. It so happens the brother was on a basketball team. The team never went anywhere. All of a sudden they made it to the semifinals. And let's say the finals is tomorrow. The mom and dad and her were obviously planning to go and support her brother. At 1 a.m. in the morning, she developed sickle cell crisis, which is an excruciating, painful situation. And the mom and dad had to take her to the hospital, and he had to go to the game by himself. And that's when I realized, when I did research, there's no family counseling offered to this population. So the need that one child has sickle cell and one does not. And then the other thing I heard, which was most troubling too as well, patients said, I have a 50% chance when I go to a hospital that someone would be nice to me.
50%, that is a very low figure.
So I put in my book a quote from Dr. Zemsky, who is a pain specialist in Connecticut, who deals with patients with sickle cell. Sickle cell patients are not born. Sometimes they're created through the medical system. Not only the system failed to cure, it may have done unpleasant things to make matters worse. And I tell the patients, take that picture, put it in your phone. And if you go to the emergency room and you're not treated appropriately and your wait time to help you with that excruciating pain is longer, show the statement to the doctor and said, difficult patients are not just born. Sometimes they're created through the medical system. Not only the system failed to cure, it may have done unpleasant things to make matters worse. Please don't do unpleasant things to make my condition worse. Thank you. Could you imagine that an African-American male, female in their 20s show a medical statement to a doctor?
That's unconscionable to think about as you think it through. Like, you have to have a card like that to make sure that they're not hurt, more pain that they already are in. And that leads to this next question, which is cultural sensitivity, whether it's generational or not. But how can healthcare providers ensure that they are first culturally competent when treating different patients, whether they're different groups or especially African Americans in these kinds of situations?
So I think cultural competence or sensitivity, what I realized over the course of the last 3 years, everything now becomes nicer words. First, we talked about health disparity. Now it's health equity. Then we talked about non-compliant. There's a nicer word, non-adherent. So now there's cultural competence. Now there's cultural sensitivity. And who knows what all these changes mean? Because within all that process, have you ever seen anything that said, and here is the solution for the problem? So we have nicer words moving forward, but the to me, the problem is the same. And I think in my book, 9 Simple Solutions to Achieve Health Equity, a guide for healthcare professionals and patients, the patients are part of the solution. And in no other place, when they talk about health disparity, the patients are not included in the solution. So we have patients laying in the hospital bed, and we are assuming what we think they should be concerned about, and we never ask the patient, you know. So when I say cultural sensitivity or cultural competence, whatever choice words people want to use, it has to be American-born physicians to foreign-born patients, but also foreign-born physicians to American-born patients, and American-born physicians to American-born patients who are different than themselves. Because if we don't recognize that these 3 requirements, then we're not going to move the dial forward. And to recognize currently, particularly the elderly Black population is not included in the cultural competence conversation. So when a patient said, my parents were a step away from slavery and my grandparents were slaves, who understands that? Right. And I make the comparison. When a Holocaust survivor comes in the hospital, we roll out the red carpet. The chief medical officer, the board of directors, the CEO, the rabbi will go and see that patient. And so they should, because of the horrific circumstances that they endured. But when an elderly Black person who fled the South because of Ku Klux Klan, lynching, and Jim Crow, how come we don't roll out the red carpet? And the atrocity happened here. And it's an opportunity for health systems to treat all atrocity survivors the same, and to recognize the role of religion in these 2 populations were pivotal to their survival.
I think that's so important, what you're talking about, understanding the experience, and in your work, you've addressed some of these health disparities, especially in the elderly population. You've made that very perfectly clear. But what are some of the strategies that can be implemented to reduce these disparities, whether they're younger or older generations?
Great question. So one of the simple solutions is nobody talks about the role that negativity in the medical record plays when it comes to health disparity. And it's been proven that negative language in the medical records are more geared towards the Black population, particularly Black males. Give an example. What do I mean? I don't know. You heard the word non-compliant?
Sure.
And now I said there's a nicer word, non-adherent. But how many times have you heard the reason why associated with those 2 words? So we don't know why John Brown didn't take the medication, but we're going to refill the same prescription that he didn't take. And as he continues not to take it, we write non-compliant in his medical record. And non-compliant in the medical records 2 or 3 times, that patient is under the health bus. Nobody cares about that person, because now it becomes your fault because you didn't follow direction. And now with the shared medical records with different systems, could you imagine 3 hospitals could see that negativity now? And so you think when you need to get an appointment, let's say for cardiology, you're going to get an early appointment when people think you're, quote, non-compliant. So I give an example where the language, simple solution, 60-year-old African-American male, recently diagnosed with congestive heart failure, returns 2 weeks later, heart failure decompensated due to non-compliance. And at that point in time, I was at Kings County Hospital, which was, I call, the merging of the African diaspora, a large Caribbean, large African-American, and the Spanish population was from Panama. And under colonial rule, the British sent the English-speaking Caribbean population to Panama to do what? Build a canal. So phenotypically, they look Black, and they have English and Spanish names, Ronaldo, Austin, Antonio, Martin, and they spoke English. And so let me get back to the story. So I just wanted to give you the frame as to where this came about. And as I was in charge of the congestive heart failure readmission program at Kings County, when Medicare said, if you come back in 30 days, you'd only pay for 1 admission. Whereas prior to that, they would pay for 2, 4, 6, 8, any amount of admissions. So all health systems across the country, if for no other reasons financial, they had to create a decreased readmission for heart failure patients. So that's what I took that position as Deputy Executive Director at Kings County, in charge of the care management program and the 30-day readmission for heart failure. And so my team had to ask the why question. if somebody didn't follow directions.
Mm-hmm.
The team would refer to me as Dr. B. If you don't ask why, Dr. B is going to bug out. So back to the patient, and let me repeat it. I probably should have waited till now to bring it up. But a 60-year-old African-American male, recently diagnosed with congestive heart failure, returns 2 weeks later, heart failure decompensated due to noncompliance. When that patient goes up to a unit in any hospital across the country, you think anybody's going to care about that person? And one of the nurses down the hall said, "Oh, so he just got diagnosed with a life-threatening condition and don't follow directions. I got other things to do." So my team had to ask, why don't you take your medication? I can't take the water pill, which is known as the diuretic. And the idea of the diuretic in patients with heart failure is it flushes out a lot of fluid in the body so that the heart could pump better, for lack of a better term. And so it makes the person urinate a lot. Why can't you take the water pill? And Grant, I'm glad you're sitting down. And his answer was, because I drive the number 7 train.
That's right.
So when is your shift? 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. What do you do when you get home? I do some chores. I make breakfast. I take my medication. But if I'm on my shift, I don't take the water pill. And we brought in the same cardiologist who was ignoring him. And he said, okay, take the water pill when you get home, the diuretic. Be aware it may wake you up during the day, but by the time you get to your shift, you'll have less of a reason to urinate. But to the degree that you do, we're going to give you a cubicle to use in the private space when the train stops. Simple solution. And you know what the patient said? If I knew I had to choose between peeing and breathing, I would have chosen breathing. No, when I do presentations, I said, let's expand the conversation. Without the why question, that patient would have been readmitted multiple times. And now there's another negative language when you get in the hospital and you visit the ED, and the language now is frequent flyer.
Mm-hmm.
And if he were to pass at mortality, it would have said died due to non-compliance. We were able to save this gentleman's life, most importantly, by asking a simple solution so we could help him with his in his medical condition, and to not have to choose between his job and his health.
This is so important, what you're talking about. It seems like to me that because you've instituted some of these simple solutions through your research, that you're getting positive outcomes. Help the audience understand that because of what you've done, the research that you've done, and the business that you have, some of these impacts when institutions actually, hey, you know what, we do have a problem with cultural competence, and we've got to institute some of the training that needs to take place to get to these better outcomes.
Okay, so I'll address that in a minute. What I want to, and again, the book is not only for physicians, is also for patients as well. Mm-hmm. So in the book, I mentioned, if you're in the hospital or in a doctor's office and the doctor asks you, did you take your medication? Or did you follow directions for A, B, and C? And you say no. Wait a couple of seconds. And if you don't hear the why question, say, do you want to know why I didn't do it? And please don't write non-compliant in my medical records without asking me why, because it could negatively affect my health outcomes. And again, could you imagine patients having that conversation with physicians, particularly Black patients? And it's a key thing. Wait a couple of seconds, and if you don't hear the why question, say, do you want to know why? And what I also realized, what I found out in my book, what caused me to also include the fear factor. No one talks about patient fears in health system that I've heard. I had to do some research on the fear factor. So you could see how someone fear may lead to non-compliance.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a situation where patient refused dialysis, refused dialysis. But he came to every appointment, ambulatory care, and all the doctor kept writing, patient refused. He was finally admitted and to the unit, and I spoke to the patient, to the team, and I said, did anybody speak to his wife, because if anybody's going to convince him, it's going to be his wife to accept dialysis. I said, does his wife come to visit? They said, yes, she comes every evening after 5 o'clock, after work. So I waited to introduce myself, and I spoke to her, and I said, I know you love your husband, but you really have to convince him to accept the dialysis, because if he doesn't, he may not be here with you much longer. And she said a statement. She said, I don't think I want to do that. And I'm saying to myself, what? I didn't understand. And again, I had to, maintain my composure. And I said, tell me why. And and she said a most powerful statement that's embedded in my brain. She said, I don't think I could live with myself.
Wow.
And I said, why? She said, because our neighbor down the hall went on dialysis, and 2 weeks later he died. So you could see, without understanding that fear factor, and that was a learning curve for me, is what I call these stop in my tracks moments.
Yes.
That lead to boots on the ground solution. The good news is I brought the same nephrologist who was just writing patient refused, because, and I said, this is the situation. And this nephrologist met with them, and he said, I don't know why your neighbor passed. He could have had a stroke, could have had a heart attack, his kidneys could have failed. But one thing I will tell you, if you agree to dialysis, I will be there with you for the first week. How many nephrologists you here go to dialysis? And that's where I was comforted to realize cultures can change. This person changed. The cardiologist with the train driver changed. So I could change cultures. And when I do presentations on patient engagement and cultural competence, there's a survey. At the end of the survey, it says, after hearing Dr. Beverly's presentation, would it change the way you interact with patients and engage patients? And 90+% across the board always say yes.
Nice.
And I think one of the things I want to bring to the attention is the elderly Black population, which is not a part of the cultural conversation. And it's just horrific when you think of the atrocities that they have endured, And the role of religion, I'll just give you an example. The patient, she was 80, and she stopped eating. She stopped paying attention to her care. She just wouldn't listen to any directions in the hospital. She was sad. And this was a Wednesday. So, the team decided, which is true, which is needed, we need to bring psych in to do a psych consult and do depression screening. I said, absolutely, that's part of the procedure. But find out what church he goes to. And let me speak to the minister. And I spoke to the minister, and he said he would come in to see her. But I went into her room and said, would you tell me what's important to you? Mm-hmm. You know what her answer was? That I will be going to church on Sunday. Mm-hmm. This was a Wednesday. She was feeling guilty of not being able to please God. And so when the minister came in and prayed with her, he told her that even if you are not discharged on Sunday, I will come back and pray with you. She was a different individual because now she didn't feel guilty about pleasing God. So when patients are in the hospital, the fear factor, for whatever reasons, that has to be part of the conversation as well. And the other fear factor was just, it came up again. And they described this this patient as an angry Black man who was just obnoxious and it was just, creating all sorts of controversies. And they said to me, Dr. B, you go in and see him because we've had it with him. Pretty soon we're gonna call hospital police on him. She was just joking. So I went in to see him and I said, good morning. And I said, do you mind if I ask you a question? He said, what? In that tone. I said, could you tell me what's important to you? And this same individual who they described as being hostile, controversial, and just just creating all sorts of conflicts, this gentleman teared up Could you imagine? He teared up. You could see the body language changed in the bed. What's important to you? My granddaughter's wedding. He thought this was like in July, he would not make it to his granddaughter's wedding in November because he thought he would have died before that. And I said, okay, what if the team could make sure that we do everything possible so you can make it to your granddaughter's wedding? He said, absolutely. We made sure he had his appointments, his medication, his home care visits, any appointment that's needed, lab results, whatever he needed, we will make sure that he got it. And I told the team, if you tell anybody I jumped the line for cardiology, I'm going to deny it. So in November, the first week in November, he called. And this was who this individual is. He said, Dr. Beverly and your team, I would just like to apologize for the way I acted. I said, no, there's no need for you to apologize. I understand. He said, but I just wanted to let you guys know that my son would be letting me walk my granddaughter down the aisle. Oh my God, the team teared up. And we said, thank you so much. Have a great wedding, And of course, there's always someone in the team. She said, Dr. B, are we invited to the wedding? No. But I'm telling you these stories because these are not stories that is included in any discussion about care management or healthcare, cultural competence, or how to improve health outcomes. Mm-hmm. And you cannot, from my perspective, improve health outcomes without having a conversation with the individuals that are actually going through the process. And over the course of time, we were able to decrease the readmission for heart failure from 30% to 18.7. Mm-hmm. The population didn't change, the clinical care didn't change, the so-called social determinants of health didn't change. It's not like a whole bunch of rich people came in on the 18.7. What changed was the heightened human value. Never to be judgmental. Ask simple questions as well to get to understand who is in that bed. And what was really impressive, the team that I worked with, one of the examples, one of the team member came to the meeting late. And I said, oh, why are you late? I thought there was a readmission, You know what she said? Oh, Dr. B, I'm sorry I'm late, but a nurse down the hall was calling the patient non-compliant and, non-adherent. And I told her, go ask him why. So it was a each one, teach one moment. And that's how you begin to change cultures, and to accept. And it's not a blame game, but we have to reorientate clinical teams as well as in any other industry. There's Black patients are human beings and they should be valued just like anybody else, in healthcare. And that's where you have the conscious and unconscious bias description.
I totally agree with you. We're coming to the end of our hour. And I want to make sure the audience, you've shared some very impactful stories. And I'm sure a lot of this is in your book, but I want them to know how to get a hold of your book. And if there's healthcare clinics and organizations and hospitals that are listening to this particular session, that they know how to get a hold of you, to bring you in, actually to talk to their staff so we can get these conversations to take place. So if you can share that information, I'd appreciate it.
Yes. So I have a website. People could look at go to the website, drbeverly.com. And it's doctor, but there's no dot after Dr. Beverly. It's just drbeverly.com, drbeverly.com. And there's information there in the website about how to purchase the book. It's on Amazon. And my email address is mbeverly, BEVERLEY, MD@gmail.com. And it's on, like I said, it's on Amazon. And I just want to share that it was released on Juneteenth. It was federal holiday, the end of slavery, and it was my birthday. And it's now on the list of the #1 book on Amazon in the new release category and #4 in the health category. And I think what I would really want health systems, if they want to contact me, I do training. I'm a consultant for patient engagement and cultural competence training. And it has worked very well. And the feedback from my book so far has been really good. And I think what's important is the public, the population, everyone. Remember the concept of the common thread. And in addition to that, if you have fears, having that discussion, if you're not following direction or there's a problem, if there's a fear factor involved. And so I just want to end it with, I developed this, what I call the SPOT methodology. S, speak to patients and family. P, pacify fears. O, outline what's important to the individual. And T, take into consideration the time it takes for someone to accept the disease. Because if I'm having a family trip and I'm planning and then I do a mammogram and my mammogram is positive for a tumor, I may not even know who I am. So it's across all human beings, and so that's why I want patients, individuals, not just patient, individual with family members, read the book and any instructions that's in the book. And if you not have applied them in the past, apply them and see if it changes your lives.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that information, wisdom, and knowledge with us. I encourage everyone to go to your website. That's drbeverly.com. And you can see her name, how her name is spelled. Make sure you put the E in there, right? So you got
Yeah.
drbeverly.com. This has been wonderful. Thank you again for being on the Black Business Network.
And it was an honor to be on the Black Business Network. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Grant. And you have a great day. And to everyone, have a great day as well.
Thank you. All right. The Black Business Network's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below that says $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students, you may register at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for September 2024. They include NC100, Suede Soul, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Our TV, Executive Women's Success Institute, the Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, and Black Business Olympics, and the Artistic App Design. And Black Business Expo USA, Genius is Common, and I will see you on the other side.
Are you an innovative entrepreneur or business owner ready to embrace the future of business transformation?
The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and it's crucial to adapt and pivot towards success in this dynamic landscape. At the Hello LLC, we are dedicated to guiding you through this transformative journey, offering a comprehensive suite of services that extend beyond the metaverse and 3D immersive experiences.
Our mission is to empower businesses and brands by assisting them in building, branding, systemizing, and automating their operations. We specialize in steering businesses from a two-dimensional existence to a thriving three-dimensional presence, where opportunities abound.
We help businesses harness the power of technology to work smarter, not harder, enabling them to operate efficiently and stay ahead of the curve. Our diverse range of services includes:
Our Biz in a Box is a complete business solution package designed to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey. From strategic planning to digital infrastructure, we've got you covered. Your one app, one tap solution.
Our Motion Work AI videos transform your brand storytelling with our cutting-edge AI-driven video production, captivating your audience like never before.
Our 3D VR environments will step you into the future of immersive experiences.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Phenomenal Tanya T. Wise, who is here from the great state of Maryland. Tanya, welcome and thank you for being with us today. Can you indulge our audience a little bit and tell them just a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you do?
Well, I love being able to talk to people and have a magnetic attitude, being able to just show them. So I always like to say, level up is Coach at Tanya T.Y. is here.
So can you tell our audience, just give them a teaser about what your presentation will be about?
So my philosophy is that we should all be living our dream life. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how you start living your dream life. What are some of the things that you thought about in your childhood that you just kind of let go and dormant?
Wow.
And I want to reignite that and just give you some pointers and some tips, some tools, some strategies to be able to start living your best life now. And guess what, Rhonda? And leave an inheritance for your legacy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I know that's resonating with a lot of people. I've heard that you have a dynamic coaching program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools, we help them implement strategies, as well as give them resources so that they can live their best life now and leave that inheritance.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love the leave the inheritance part. Listen, you are dropping some major nuggets, and I know a lot of what you're saying is resonating with a lot of people, but I think we're all curious. How did you even make this transition into the speaking and coaching arena? What's the story behind this?
So I started out in finance, and I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily go after their dream life because of the lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it.
If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that?
Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wise.
The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the HeyTie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 Minutes of Success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
To develop their leadership skills, enhance their competency, their confidence, and just to give them some strategic planning skills so that they can hone whatever they're trying to do with confidence and be more prepared for whatever endeavors that they embarked on. grew up with a hunger and a motivation to do better, to be better, and to accomplish my goals and dreams without abandon. One of the guiding principles is desire. Having this unwavering desire to be successful and being teachable, being open and willing to learn from others, no matter how much experience you have. And I feel that those are deep principles that I live by.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations, and welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, and I am your business moderator for this session on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. And we have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And our next speaker is Dr. Dion Roundtree, CEO of Roundtree Training and Consulting. And with a career spanning both education and sales, Dr. Roundtree is a seasoned leader and expert in professional development. She holds a doctorate in business administration and a doctorate of ministry, alongside certifications in leadership, coaching, and image consulting. As a best-selling author and sought-after speaker, Dr. Roundtree empowers individuals and organizations to excel through emotional intelligence, leadership development, and strategic growth. Recognized for her impact and community involvement, she is dedicated to guiding others toward professional success. So I'd like to bring her to the stage, and there she is. How are you doing, Dr. Roundtree?
Good morning, Grant. It's so good to see you. Thank you for having me again as one of your guests. I really appreciate it, and I'm doing well. Thank you.
Oh, likewise here, and I am glad you're doing well. And so we're going to start it out, just jump right into it. Now, you've had a remarkable career spanning in education, sales, professional development. But can you tell us just a little bit more about your personal journey and how it shaped your passion for leadership and empowering others?
Well, thank you, Graham, for that question. I really appreciate it. When I was in high school, I knew that my parents did not fit a category where they could afford to send me to college. And I also knew that they didn't qualify for certain programs and grants that would allow me to go to college for free. So I had the idea that I would go to work right from high school and work for a company that valued education and would reimburse me or pay for my college education. And that's exactly what I did. I went and worked for a utility company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that paid for about 70% of my undergraduate degree. And then I went to another pharmaceutical organization and got my master's degree in professional leadership and training and development. And I was fortunate enough to know that they were able and did pay for my MBA, or I should say my master's, 100% master's of science degree. And that really started my journey. Once I was in my master's program, I knew I wanted to go into companies, nonprofit, for-profit, large, medium, and small, and help to develop their leaders. Because when I entered the workforce right out of high school, I was not prepared for the culture, for the environment, for the interpersonal relationships and the personalities that I encounter each and every day. And I noticed that I wasn't the only one who was not prepared. I saw college graduates unprepared, even for etiquette, like dining etiquette and how to dress and how to communicate. And a lot of times people, including myself, were watching others. And so I interviewed some leaders who I thought carried themselves with confidence and just talked to them about, why they carry themselves the way they do. All of this inspired me to go back and get my certifications to become an image consultant. So I would know how to be confident in these workplace settings. And then I went and became a business professor once I decided to have my son Matthew, and was encouraged to go back to school to get a doctorate in business administration. And all along these transitions, I had been in the workplace, was working for a wonderful pharmaceutical organization while also teaching part-time. And I realized that professionals, people who are college educated, who have years of experience, were still struggling with some of the things that I was struggling with as someone who was brand new. So that inspired me to write a book during maternity leave called Beyond the Boardroom, Learn How to Play and Win at the Game of Corporate Politics, that provides high-level tips on how to navigate the workplace, what to expect, how to perform above the expectations so that you can succeed. And it was based on my experience and speaking to others, as well as my training, my education, and certifications. And so many people who have purchased that little book, about 60 pages, Grant, have said, man, I wish I would have had this 20 years ago. And it inspired me to start my own business. I was a professor at Lincoln University in Philadelphia, finally got a full-time position after getting my doctorate in business administration from Wilmington University. And then we transferred to Florida, and I worked for South University, where I'm still an adjunct professor, but I was a program director and a business professor there for 6 years, and decided during the pandemic that it's now or never. I need to embark on my business full time. And I heard that still small voice tell me it's now or never. And I did. I took that leap of faith. And during that transition and during my career at South University, I was fortunate enough to go back to school again and get my doctorate in ministry. Thankfully, that was paid for from the university. And so I found myself prepared to take this leap of faith And now I can't believe it, Grant. It has been 3.5 years since I've been in my own business. And it has been a whirlwind, a wonderful, exciting adventure and journey. And I swear, I learn something new and fascinating about business and about myself every day. So I love what I do. I love helping organizations to increase their employee engagement and helping their employees to take responsibility for their career success and providing them the tools for emotional intelligence and self-awareness, and seeing those light bulbs click, click, click on. It's so rewarding. It really is. And it's taken a long time to get here, but I'm so thankful and grateful to be here. And I wrote a book behind me called Leading from Within, a faith-based perspective on leadership. So this is my second book, and it was published last year. And I'm getting such positive feedback and reinforcement and confirmation, that I'm in alignment with my purpose and wanting to help and give back to so that others can get there as well.
That's so important. I love how you just said the alignment. And that leads me to my next question. And because I've met you, I've met your son, and I always think about the generational gap. And what you alluded to even further when you wrote your first book is that we don't always get the information that we actually need to actually be impactful in the workplace. So I want to know what you have found to be the most significant challenge in bridging the gap between the generations, because right now we have 5 generations in the workplace. And I'll preface this so our audience understands when we ask this question, like, what does James Bond look like? And people are like, whoa, why are you asking that? Because depending on how old you are, what generation you're in, James Bond looks different to 5 different people. So I want to ask you that question.
I think this is such a smart question because, when the millennials were coming on board, and I'm an Xer, and, just missed being a boomer. One of the things I noticed about the boomers, the Gen Xers, when the millennials came on the scene, I always, and still do at times, I hear this, oh, they are entitled. They don't want to start at the bottom like we do. They want to start out at the top. They don't want to pay their dues. And I'm looking at my son, who's a Gen Z, and I look at him and I respect him. I respect what he brings to the table. And to be honest, I think my personal development could not have been impacted more than when I became a mother. I mean, you're talking about self-awareness and self-reflection. There was nothing like it. And this is because of my son. And yes, he has been afforded the opportunity to grow up in this tech age, which makes him more tech savvy, and it's an easier assimilation for him compared to the Gen Xers and the baby boomers. But I honestly feel the biggest challenge, Grant, is the perspective of the older generations, to respect and honor what the millennials bring to the table. And what they have brought to the table, in my humble opinion, is balance, especially because of the pandemic. During that pandemic, we had to learn how to balance our lives. And what I see my son wants is balance. He doesn't want to work 24 hours a day. He wants flexibility when it works. In fact, He's on the path of entrepreneurship because that is what I ingrained in him. That's what my husband ingrained in him. And so his mindset is, yes, I'm going to get my education so I can see what kind of business or company I can start. So again, it's about valuing the generations. And what the millennials have to do is, be a little humble and be willing to be teachable. Learn from the millennials and the boomers and the Xers and I should say the Xers and the boomers, and be open to what they bring, because we bring something too. We bring experience. We know the protocol. And so I think when there is mutual respect for one another, then communication is open and we can learn and synergize our knowledge and our skills when there's mutual respect. But that has to happen first. So I think that's the biggest challenge.
That is a huge challenge. And I'm glad you brought that up because it's so important to understand the human dynamic, no matter what the generations are. Because even though the technology has changed dramatically over the last 6 decades and whatnot, people fundamentally have not evolved that quickly. So you can learn from an Xer or boomer or someone to that effect because they have been dealing with people for a long time, and dealing with people is a very, very good skill set. So I want to ask you this, because emotional intelligence is so important, and you emphasize emotional intelligence as far as professional success. How can we just use emotional intelligence to bridge these generational divides and foster better understanding or enhance collaboration?
Yeah, so number one, we all have those biases, like I mentioned earlier. I come with a bias, you come with a bias of how different generations behave. I try to be careful when it comes to stereotyping people for any reason, because you will always find the exception. What I have found, Grant, to be more effective when it comes to dealing with human behavior, what I find more effective is learning their personality styles. And as a certified John Maxwell leadership trainer, coach, and speaker, certified consultant for the DISC, I use the DISC assessment in my one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and corporate trainings. And what I have found is when people are aware of how they show up in life, that they are wired intentionally by God to be a certain way because it is a culmination of heredity, our environment, and the people who influence us. Once we realize that it's those dynamics that really shape who we are and our personality, and then understand, simplify it into 4 categories, which is not as simple as it sounds, because if you do the DISC assessment, you find that you're a blend of all of them. So that's why it's so hard to put people in a box. But once people are self-aware of how they are wired and what it means to be directing or influencing or steady or cautious, once they know that they are a blend and understand what each style does and how they show up, something magical happens. They are able to adjust to the people and the situations that they encounter. So for me, I learned a lot of this as a pharmaceutical sales professional. We used to call it social styles. And it was one of the most transformational and effective trainings I've ever gone to, because it helped me to excel in pharmaceutical sales. I was number 1 in my district. #1 in the region, and the #2 in the nation for Johnson & Johnson.
Nice.
And I credit it primarily because of what I learned about myself from an emotional intelligence standpoint. When I became aware of my personality, it instantly helped me to recognize and understand how other people are wired and their personalities. And it was intuitive. For example, when I would show up to a physician's office, and let's say they were cautious, they're this cautious physician who wants all the details, all the information, and still won't make a decision on whether or not they'll use your product. I knew that I would have to show up in that physician's office with my I's dotted, T's crossed, had more than enough information, and could prove by the data that my product was the #1 and the best product he should use for his patients or her patients. Once I was able to do that, my numbers and performance went through the roof. I mean, the managers, I was a newbie. I was one of the youngest persons, in the group at that time. And they were looking at like, who is she? And definitely one of the only Blacks in the entire district. And so once they saw that, I was performing at this level, they were amazed. But they weren't the only ones. I was amazed. And it has informed my leadership training, coaching, and speaking ever since. And it's really helped me personally in my interpersonal relationships and knowing how to navigate situations and people. And I think, to be honest, when it comes to the generational divide, you need to understand who the millennials are, who the Gen Zs are, who the boomers are, and who the X's are. And you'll find that we all have more in common than not.
True.
And then that's where the mutual respect comes.
I like that. Yeah, there's your bridge right there. You find the common ground and you walk over it. I want you to give the audience a little bit deeper understanding what DISC is. They may I heard you say it, but they may not know what exactly what is that.
Yeah, so the DISC assessment is a personality style test where people answer honestly, without overthinking, certain questions, about 30 questions, how they would respond to certain situations. And they actually choose various words or phrases that describe how they would respond in certain situations. And based on your totals in these different categories shows you how you show up. And normally we show up as 2 dominant styles. Okay, sometimes 3. I've seen people have 3 styles that are dominant, meaning they have the same score for each style, which makes things a little more interesting, if you will.
Yeah.
But once you know where you land, so for example, the first category is directing. You're going to show up as this direct, transparent, unpretentious individual. And you want to get things done quickly. You want to do it now, okay? And you don't want to waste time or money. That's just high level. And if you're dealing with the influencer, you're dealing with someone who is more people oriented, relationship focused, does things and is affirmative with people they know, they like and trust. But liking is the big key for that influencer. And if they're an S, they're steady, their energy is a lot less, more laid back, collaborators. They build their relationships on trust. Strictly trust. If they trust you, they're with you. But they're collaborators. So they're going to ask people they do trust before they say yes to you, whom they may not know right away. So you got to take it down a notch and build that level of trust. Take time, it's patience with those individuals. Got to know who you're dealing with. And then when you're dealing with a high C, cautious, these are the thinkers, analytical, procrastinators because they want to get it done right. They're perfectionists. They don't want to be wrong. And if you criticize them publicly, they will withdraw. Yet they're very critical of themselves as well as others. So once you know high level what you're dealing with, you can communicate with them more effectively. The golden rule is to treat others the way that you want to be treated. But when it comes to personalities and the DISC assessment, you learn how to treat others the way that they want to be treated, or in other words, the platinum rule. And once you know the platinum rule, you become more successful in your dynamics and communication with others.
And it's so important. I like how you stated that. And I think through it, I remember just recently, someone just said they were in a boardroom and the gentleman came out and began to say, okay, I want everybody now to take notes. So when he said that, one person took out a notepad and a pencil. Another person took out a tablet. Another person took out their cell phone and turned on their recorder, and another person just kind of sat there and was kind of like taking it all in. But you see, they were all taking notes, but in different ways.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. So you said D is for director, I is influencer. What was S?
S is the steady person, steady.
Steady. And then C was the collaborator.
And C is cautious.
Well, cautious.
Or compliant. Some say compliant.
These are all great personality. Now, you've taken this risk assessment or DISC assessment, I have to say. Where do you fall in? What are your two dominant styles?
Yeah, so one of the best things about doing the DISC assessment, I use an abbreviated version when I'm doing workshops. It's high level because we might not have a lot of time. And so within about 15 minutes, people can take this assessment and it shows them how they show up publicly. But when you have a little more time and companies want to invest in their employees for them to get a more comprehensive version of the DISC, which I provide for employees, is great for onboarding. It's great for any type of retreats or workshops where they're really trying to build engagement and really trying to unify their departments. Then they invest in the more comprehensive version, which not only analyzes and evaluates how an individual shows up publicly, but it also takes into account those situations and dynamics that a person encounters privately, which makes you even more complex than you already are, right? So normally when I, go to and do my assessments and, I add and I put people in their categories and they learn more about who they are and how they show up. And they're like, yes, that's me. Oh, yes, that's her. That's him. Yes. It's so fascinating and fun to see. And then I ask them, what you've known me for about an hour? Who am I? And intuitively, because the light bulbs have come on, they now see who I am. And most of them get it right, that I'm an influencer. My highest score is I. And now when I'm in the public situation, in the workplace, as a professional, as a business owner, I show up as a D. But yeah, that's my second highest. But privately, I'm still an I, but I'm more cautious. So it's kind of interesting. So that's why I tell people, yes, let's do this abbreviated version because you want to see how you show up in the public sphere. But when you hire me as your coach, as your trainer, let's do the more comprehensive version so that you get the whole picture. Now, some people are the same publicly and privately. It just depends on the dynamics of your life and who you interact with. So there's so many things that go into it, but it's good to know for yourself who you are.
Yes, and how you show up and how you like to communicate and how you like to be communicated to.
Yes.
So you can get the clarity of the message that's being conveyed. I want to ask you this. For your business and what you do, who is your ideal client? Who are you looking to influence, right? And to bring the most value to? Explain to us who you're looking for.
Thanks for that question. 3.5 years now of being in business. My sweet spot is corporate America because that's been my background, working for Johnson & Johnson and, Duquesne Light Company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. These workplaces really grew me, as well as in academia, working at Lincoln University. These organizations in South, they've groomed me from a corporate workplace standpoint. So it's not just corporate, it's the workplace in general. So it's those organizations, corporate America, large companies that want to train their employees and staff, groom them for higher levels, or to kind of soften maybe some of the rough edges that they may encounter to make them more effective. And another sweet spot are those organizations who choose to develop programs for their Black leaders. I just did a training. In fact, I'm, here now in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I just did a training for Black leaders from multiple organizations. They came to and showed up for this leadership training. So, man, talk about something that resonates with me, to be able to pour into Black leaders who come from a background similar to mine, had the same challenges that I have had, and to be able to help them to navigate that there's nothing more rewarding to me than doing that. And, another major organization in Florida, hired me to train their Black professionals. That is also a sweet spot. And what I have found too in these 3.5 years is that Black women love me. These Black CEOs and women in higher levels of management or trying to navigate their careers or their businesses, they're the ones who are coming to hire me. So I have a diverse population, and it's not just Black, it's all kind of people, but the majority are my Black professionals, Black female professionals, and another cohort, if you will, of individuals that I resonate with are faith-based individuals, particularly faith-based individuals who want to work with a coach or have some training in their ecumenical environments and want me to help their staff to be more self-aware and prepare for leadership roles. They are coming to me as well, especially because of my book, Leading from Within, a faith-based perspective on leadership. And I must admit, I just started my first nonprofit organization called Leading from Within Ministries. And it is derived from my book. And this organization will focus on the ecumenical environment, the ecclesiastical workplace, so that staff, employees, leaders, Christian leaders will have, the coaching as well as the spiritual guidance that they need to show up and to be more effective in their churches or parachurches. And so, there's similar dynamics in each of these kind of categories of people, but there's also, some differences depending on the workplace that I find that I resonate with them.
That's so important to first know your audience. You must know your audience
Yes.
greater than your product or service. And I believe you are doing that. And like I said, it's been a 3.5-4 year journey,
Yes.
fine-tuning your services for the right audience. And I'd like you, we've got about 5 minutes left. And you have an audience here, predominantly Black professionals, Black entrepreneurs. What message would you want to leave with them based on the challenges that you typically see in your field, and that they could gain the best value for it in the next 5 minutes?
Yes. You know what? I think, Black America has lived under the weight, the baggage, and the burden of various stereotypes. And one of those is being too emotional or not having emotional regulation. One of the techniques that I share with my Black clients and professionals is how to be, yes, self-aware, yes, emotionally intelligent, but also understand how they can be in control of how they choose to respond to external stimuli, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation that they have no control over. I think that has been one of the greatest learnings that I have had to date, is learning how to choose my feelings and my thoughts. And that technique has helped me so much in my professional career, and especially now, because I'm involved in so many different organizations in one form or fashion. I'm on this board and that board, the Black Chamber, the Women's Chamber, Impact the Palm Beaches, Genesis Community Health, ICABA. And you have all these millions of personality dynamics that you as an individual have to contend with, including your family dynamics.
Yeah.
But I have been so much happier because I have learned to choose the way that I want to respond to what I may perceive as something that is not positive. And because I have learned the hard way how to take control of my own thoughts and feelings, I have much more peace. My relationships are more successful. But let me just say, I'm not perfect, because you get me on this, too much. Sometimes you do have to push back. There are times when because some people, they just perceive you because you look a certain way, you have a certain background. They think you're nice. And sometimes nice is not respected. And so there is, especially for a Black woman, there is a time and place for her to speak up in a way that people know that, you still have to respect me. Yes, I might be nice. Yes, I am a woman. Yes, I have this background, but that does not mean or warrant or give you the right to talk or speak to me or treat me a certain way. Because if you give certain people who are not self-aware or emotional intelligence, in their life, if they don't have those techniques or understanding, they will step over some boundaries. And you have to have a boundary for yourself, but you do it with kindness. You do it with love. And you do it with self-respect. And people can't help. When you perform, they can't argue with that. Your performance speaks for itself. So the way, and when you perform, some people are insecure about that. So when you are excellent and you're performing at your peak, and some people are a little insecure with that because maybe, they feel that they're lacking. We're like mirrors for others. And instead of, embracing it, admiring it, being inspired by it, some of us take it negatively and we see we're lacking. We see scarcity instead of saying, hey, if she can do it, I can do it too. Right? Or I can fill those gaps. So you have to deal with those kinds of individuals until they become self-aware and know that they can do it too. You have to show up a certain way so that you can manage those relationships positively without having to go out of character, if you will, or regretting something you said. But boy, is that a process. But that's what my coaching does. It helps people to walk through those kinds of dynamics that are vital to their career success, as well as their in their personal life success there as well.
That is a great statement, great advice, good wisdom. Thank you for sharing all of that.
My pleasure.
Let the audience know. I know they can see your scan in the back, so they can get your QR code. But give them the website they can go to, so they can get more information. They can book a free call with you and get a better understanding of how you can help them move forward.
It's my pleasure. Thank you again for this opportunity, Grant. For those who want to get in touch with me, my QR code behind me takes you to my website. My website is my name, DionRoundtree.com, not the doctor, although you might be able to get there if you add the doctor. Just DionRoundtree.com. That's my website. My office line is 561-323-3845. And definitely reach out to Grant. He has all of my contact information, and I'm sure he will be happy to refer you to me. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share, Grant, and I appreciate it.
Well, I thank you for taking the time today to share with us. This has been wonderful. Thank you again for being on the Black Business Network.
Thanks for having me, Grant. Have a blessed day. Bye, everyone.
She is wonderful. I hope everyone got a lot of good information out of that. I want to remind everybody that the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for kids going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that is on the screen below, and that is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students, you can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for September 2024. And they include NC 100, Suede Soul, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Our TV Network, Executive Women's Success Institute, the Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Black Business Olympics, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA, Genius is Common, and I will see you on the other side.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaw, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school, all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Hi, I'm Barbara H. Smith. Genius is common. My genius is executive coaching and professional corporate training. As the master executive coach and corporate training ambassador for the Genius is Common movement, I help business owners Craft their stories in such a way that you know exactly what they do, what they have, and what they bring to the table. Many times as business owners, we are asked, so what do you do for a living? And we could be crushing in our businesses, but we're not quite sure exactly what to say in a short amount of time. Well, I help you take those stories that are the reason why you're in business and why you're so passionate about your business and craft them in such a way that people are drawn to you as opposed to being repelled by you. Because every conversation, every time you talk to someone about your business, you are excited about it. But are you really conveying what you do, what you have, and what you bring to the table? And do really people understand why you care so much and why they should care that you have the solution to their problem? Well, I'm here to help you with that. As a master storyteller, I can help you with your stories and spin them in such a way that they are intriguing and fascinating. People want to listen to you talk about your business. That's why at the Genius is Common movement, I am the master executive coach and professional training ambassador. That's my genius. And genius? Oh yeah, it's common.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the HeyTie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Social media is evolving. It's more vibrant, more colorful, more energetic, and so are you. It's not just photos anymore. It's video, it's audio, it's subscriptions. And now there's Fanbase, a new monetized social network. Fanbase delivers the complete native app experience with full content monetization for every user. No algorithms that shadow ban your engagement or growth, and no ads. Follow anyone for free and subscribe directly to your favorite creators for $4.99 a month. Plus, show some love by tipping on any post. Also, make a Fanbase page and monetize your content the same way. Finally, connect with your followers by posting the amazing content you already create. And now, get paid for it. It's time to energize and monetize, because everyone's a fan of something and everyone has a fan base.
Ready to elevate your brand and make a lasting impact? Dive into the world of the Fella brand where insights meet action. Shop now at our e-commerce store for exclusive merchandise that speaks to you. Transform, engage, and soar with 5-Star BDM. Your journey to brand brilliance begins today.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader, an expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
Hello, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. And my genius is helping women accelerate the path to success. You know, I was blessed to have strong women in my life who encouraged, motivated, and pushed me to do my best and to never even think about giving up on my dreams. So I say to women, we must show up to rise up. We have talents and potential, but who will see them if we don't speak up and get noticed? I know that women are a tremendous resource on this planet, and there is nothing more fulfilling than helping a woman tap into her full potential. I do this because I want to be a part of helping as many women as I can to show up, to rise up. I do this because genius is common.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you. The marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has the power to shape their own destiny. Where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Hello, good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM, and I am your business moderator for this session on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. And we have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And our next speaker is Dr. Andrea Clark, founder and CEO of Upskill, a specialized consultancy dedicated to empowering professionals in health science, public health, and STEM through critical thinking strategies for optimal career advancement. With a background in senior leadership at Mayo Clinic, Dr. Clark led the national expansion of reference laboratory processing, which remains operational in hospitals today. She is an expert in program development, executive leadership training, and clinical laboratory medicine with extensive experience in mutagenesis, cell culture, and DNA extraction. And Dr. Clark holds a master's in biomedical science and is currently pursuing a doctorate in public health with a focus on community health leadership. Let us welcome to the stage Dr. Andrea Clark.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me today.
Well, thank you for being with us today. I'm honored by your background, and I've known you now for a year or two.
Yeah.
And every time I get a chance to read through your bio, I am impressed.
Thank you, Grant. And you did a great job of saying mutagenesis. So I'm proud of you there.
We need to start with that. Like, what is mutagenesis? What is that?
Well, basically, it's just a genetic research, a certain technique and approach that you use whenever you're basically replicating DNA material. So whenever I did a lot of genetic work back in the laboratory at a university level, we would take a vector, a DNA vector, you would splice it, and then you would take that genetic material information at that time, you put it in what we call like a PCR, and you replicate that material. And then you kind of break it down, looking to see where you can tweak and kind of go into a biomedical engineering process to re-engineer the genetic DNA. So it's kind of all of that in one.
Oh, it's high level. That's way over my head. It sounds like you're making things better.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just go there. But that's wonderful that you've taken that on as a profession. Mm-hmm. And I'd like for you to share your personal journey that led you to pursue a career in public health. And that what drives that whole passion. I mean, you're in the health equity, community wellness. You do a lot of things, but help us understand your journey.
Yeah, so my journey, as I said, did start at the bench. Actually, it started in the clinical setting where I worked as a back office nurse for a lot of gastroenterologists. in that specialty in cardiovascular imaging, worked in those sectors. And then I moved on into more, primary care, things of that nature. But as I was advancing my education career, I was open to the opportunity of trying research. So that's when I jumped into the genetic research, more laboratory and things of that nature. Very tedious work. It helps you really hone in on your critical thinking skills, processes, and attention to detail, right? So working in that laboratory setting, I moved on into corporate America and worked with an organization called Howard Hughes Institution, which is located in Washington, D.C. We did more laboratory work, more bench work, more in the tuberculosis space. And then from there, I moved on to a different sector of laboratory, which is laboratory medicine. These are typically laboratories that's stationed in hospital settings. So you have your chemistry, your microbiology, your hematology, things of that nature. So it pivoted me from that hard scientific background and kind of put me more back into the clinic and the laboratory setting infused in one. And then I've always known myself, I've always wanted to be in the room of the decision makers. So, with work, discipline, and all those things that and grit, I found myself in those executive levels where I was able to spearhead National Department for Mayo Clinic, starting their reference laboratory nationally. But I had some personal experiences along the way, with my sister passing away at the age of 33 from triple negative breast cancer. And then I had a very dear aunt that I watched have debilitating ailments when it came to diabetes. She had to get on dialysis. She lost her sight. And it was just a snowball effect. So just with my professional background, fusing that into my personal experience of losing loved ones in our community, and kind of looking at the statistics and seeing how we're pretty much the number one population to suffer from a lot of mortalities when it comes to breast cancer or chronic diseases like high blood pressure and diabetes. I thought to myself, I want to be on the other side of this thing. I want to be on the proactive side, right? Because by the time they get in the lab, by the time they're getting into the hospital setting, they're already on the medications. They're already on the dialysis and things of that nature. But what can we do on the other end to be proactive? And that's where the education and the community engagement came. And so that's why I decided to kind of pivot over into that more sector and learn how I can be a leader in the community, so it will not snowball into those terminal illnesses that we've all experienced in our community.
That is so important. And thank you for taking that on. Public health is, as we saw coming through the COVID pandemic, and you begin to see, what is your shield? Your shield is your own body and how you're able to, withstand some of these pathogens that are out there in our world. And if we don't know about these things, you've been interacting and understanding behind the covers some of these things. We've heard about like clinical trials. We're not involved in clinical trials. We're not involved in all these different aspects of medicine. So the medicine is not so personalized for people of color and things of that nature. And I'm glad that you've championed that. Now you've transitioned also into executive leadership. Talk to us about your journey from being this laboratory professional and then getting into executive leadership that led to your company Upskill.
Yeah, exactly. So, I've always been one of those people of identifying the gaps, right? I always say, if you go into an organization and you do your job and your job only, then you're missing the job completely. So it's up to you to identify the gaps, process improvement, systems and operations, whatever that is, wherever you identify that there needs to be a better system in place. And I think that was really where I like systems, I like processes, but going into, because I was working at the National Institute of Health at NIH, and we had a Mayo Clinic had one reference lab. That's all they offered. They didn't offer it to any other hospital, but they had this client vendor partnership with NIH. I came in and I improved it drastically, where the senior leadership flew down from Minnesota and was like, we have to meet her. Who is she? So then they said, what you've done here because you've identified these gaps and you have this operations running so smooth, something we've been struggling with for the past X amount of years that they've been in partnership. But because of my presence and coming in and identifying those gaps and making more better systems and processes, they saw the stability in that, and they saw how that could be viable as we expanded that throughout the United States. And so that's kind of where that executive leadership came from, where they saw that my services was better and my talents was better used, not only in the labs, but actually as a thought partner, a thought leader on how to orchestrate this national department so we can offer this extended care to other hospitals where they may be limited in their testing.
This is so important to understand all this and what you're doing from an upskill perspective, where your background has been. Now, critical thinking is at the core of upskills training. The question would be, how can public health, and you kind of describe some of that, and then STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math professionals leverage critical thinking to create innovative solutions in today's healthcare challenges?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think, as you just mentioned, all of those disciplines, it's all a melting pot, right? It all overlaps in so many ways. So whenever we think of critical thinking, we think of thinking outside of the box. Like I said, identifying the gaps, seeing what no one is saying, seeing processes that no one is yet to do at this moment. That's the essential component of critical thinking, not going in with just a plug and play, I'm just doing my job mindset, but how can I make this better? We can always better our best. And now with STEM professionals, that's more important than ever, especially with the technology that we're working with. We are in a data-driven society. Everything boils down to the data. So if we have all of this machine learning, blockchain technology, things of that nature that's at a rapid and exponential pace, giving us this data, it takes that human element, AKA that critical thinking skill, to take an augmented approach with this data. And that's where the innovation comes. Whenever it's giving us the data, it's not thinking for us. It's basically setting us up to think beyond our normal capacity, in which we think that we can promote change and different type of critical thinking processes in our organizations.
So in upskill, you are building out online course work with different experts in particular fields. Talk to us a little bit about that program and what is your goal in developing this type of coursework?
Yeah, so with upscale, as I said, as an executive leader, I had the privilege of working with a lot of incoming scientists and professionals, and they had the science down, right? They hammered that in us. They hammered derivatives and all this other stuff you get in physics and organic chemistry. But I noticed there was a gap, right? Whenever they transitioned into the field, or even if they're at a management level and they're trying to excel and kind of break through that proverbial glass ceiling to go to that executive leadership level. I noticed that it was a huge learning curve there. And some of them would not take on the task to learn. They would just stay complacent. That comes with frustration that shows up in their work, and it becomes pervasive across the board. So what I decided to do as I transitioned out of corporate was to really hone in on this need that I see in the STEM community of filling in that gap. We're not here to teach you the science or necessarily of that. You've done that in your degree, in your discipline, in your focus. We're here to teach you what the books are not teaching you. We're here to teach you the importance of professionally branding yourself, communicating effectively in certain settings, having those crucial conversations, still getting your point across, how to work in a multi-generational environment and still come out, not only on top, but be able to be innovative and creative and have the team buy into your vision as a leader, how to break through those glass ceilings and move to the next level. So upskill was created, like I said, to fill in the gap, the nuances that professionals need to really build out an innovative process in their organization and create, most of all, creating those opportunities for yourself to be a lifelong learner, in the process.
I like that. I really do. I want to unpack that just a little bit because it's so important, especially for our younger generation. So as far as from an advice perspective for these young professionals or students, they're entering the fields of public health. You just kind of pointed out that there are gaps. They might have the book knowledge, let's say, but there's those nuances, those soft skills, people skills, communication skills, so important. So when it comes to developing leadership and problem-solving skills, what advice do you have for them?
Well, that's a great question. And something that I notice a lot with the personality type of STEM professionals, a lot of times they're introverted, right? They're very analytical, reasoning, they're that left side of the brain thinkers, So when it comes to wanting to go to the next level, you have to, I know this is very cliche, but you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I mean, although I fell into loving science, loving leadership, I've always been blessed with the gift of gab, so I've never had that problem. But what I see with a lot of scientists, people in the technology field, engineering, mathematics, they like working on projects. They like doing their due diligence. If you're a bench scientist, you're there, you're pipetting, you're doing your work. But what you're missing out on is a lot of networking opportunities. How are you being visible as a professional, not only in your organization, but out of your organization? And then what I notice is though that 5, 10, 15 years past, they've changed, they've evolved, they want a new type of work, right? But they haven't put in the personal soft skills, critical thinking work to really create that new opportunity for themselves. So as leaders, it's constantly advantageous for us all to keep, like I said, upskilling and stepping out of your comfort zone in that way, knowing how your dominant brain works, but getting more comfortable with those right sides of creative thinking. That type of skill set is very advantageous as a leader.
Very important, very important. And I'm going to give our audience just a small preview of something that me and you are working on. And that is a workshop to address this particular gap, whether you're in management or you're at a director level and you're trying to ascend to potentially a VP or a C-suite, and not knowing, understanding that it's a different ballgame than just having the technical skills, that you've got to bring your whole self and your whole A game, and you've got to be proficient in these other levels. Just as a snapshot, not to give away everything that you're working on in this particular workshop, but if you can talk to potentially individuals that be interested in this kind of workshop, what exactly would they most likely experience?
Well, I think what they will experience most is visibility, right? Visibility, new terminology, new jargon, and most of all, how to apply the information. As we just to segue back to our previous conversation on technology and the technological advances, it's giving us data at a rapid pace, nonetheless, but it's still giving you data. It's still giving you information. It's up to us as the human, as the creative in this aspect. How do we take this information now and apply it? So what we're doing, Grant, that I'm so excited about in this workshop, we're giving individuals that may be in certain positions. Yes, you're in leadership. Yes, you're on the track to leadership, or you're trying to get into a more senior level in leadership, but you need the visibility. You're not really in the rooms right yet. So we're here to give you that data, give you that information, and then put your skills to the test to give you an executive alignment meeting. So now you're sitting there with other board members, other executive level thought leaders such as yourself, and you're applying this new knowledge, jargon, and data so you can basically get a more holistic view on how senior leaderships and operations really run.
I love that. And you had alluded to in your own experience when you were working in corporate America and that you were on a certain track, but you were trying to get into these other rooms. You wanted to understand the financial conversation, more on the business operations and things like that. And you felt like, hey, there was some pushback to that, and you just weren't getting those. Just talk to us more about that and how you're trying to overcome some of these challenges.
Well, and that's a great question. And you're right. Although I was spearheading this national department, traveling extensively, putting projects teams together, I delegated responsibility, and I'm from, Mass Gen to Duke to all these other institutions. I've learned a lot of times when you're doing your job exceptionally well, the corporation is going to look at you and say, if it's not broke, let's not fix it, right? But I wanted it, even though they came back to me and they say, wow, what you've done in this year, you've increased our revenue by over 469% by developing this department. And that's great, but I wanted to know the background of the finances. I wanted to really know that financial acumen. But guess what? The best interest of the corporation was to keep me running and keep building these labs throughout the nation. So it was no time to sit me down with certain CFOs and financial experts to show me that behind the scene aspect of it. And that's where we have to take on our own destiny, and we have to have the courage to be brave enough to advocate for yourself in these type of situations or pivot into other roles that's going to give you the visibility that you desire.
Man, that is so powerful, number one. And then the fact that you said, okay, if I can't get the information that I'm seeking in this particular arena, I'm going to have to seek it outside of there. And I know that was one of the preferences that we looked at when developing a workshop around this. We want, because a lot of this information is not easily gained, whether you're in an academic institution or some kind of professional organization, things of that nature. Like, no, we need something that's more hands-on. We're just going to just talk about the problem to try to overcome the problem and get you the knowledge and the like I said, the data that you're talking about, and then the socialization so that you can expand your network. And that those things are so important. So go ahead.
I was going to say, and the the very essential moment of this workshop also is applying what you know. Now, we're not expecting you to be a seasoned 30-year veteran CFO after this, but we are here to give you new terminologies, new jargon, expand that creativity thought around certain, like you said, topics that you may not be privy to. And this is mainly to just spark curiosity, spark innovation. It's a saying I love. It's like the brain is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be ignited. So that's what we're here to do, is to ignite the fire in your creative thinking by giving you this visibility of other expertise in the field.
I want to pick your brain just a little bit from an experience standpoint, because it's not easy to transition from corporate America to then entrepreneurship. And you're doing that over a number of months and years now. Has that experience been rewarding? Just talk to us, because we're on the Black Business Network. A lot of entrepreneurs out there. It's a lot of people that are listening in. Is like, I get her, I understand her, but how did she make that transition?
That is a great question. It's not for the weak or the faint of heart. I feel like, I met some people and they're like, oh, if people are working in corporate America, they're still, kind of a worker bee mentality. But I don't think that. I think two great things can exist simultaneously. I am forever grateful for my experience in corporate America, because it did teach me so many skills. It brought out so many leadership components in me that I probably wouldn't have tapped into as an entrepreneur. So you have to know for you when the time is right to leap. I don't know if there's ever a perfect time, but if you feel like at the end of the day, to be honest, I built a national department for one of the #1 hospitals in the world, and I only have got a fraction of that, even if it is, a 6-figure plus salary. But think about what you can get, financially, whenever you kind of cut out the middleman in certain aspects and you put that same knowledge and skills and tenacious behavior behind your own passion. And I just think you reach to a point where you look at your time and you value your time differently. And then when you really kind of solidify that, you kind of just make the move, you make the transition, and your actions just kind of follow up behind that. So I was just looking at, wow, if I did this, they gave me a laptop, sent me home and said, okay, build it, right? And I did that for me. I mean, for them, if I take a laptop and create something for myself, what would that look like? And what are the lives that I can touch and edify in that process? So that was more worth my time, at this juncture in my professional career.
I love that. I love that. And you also just recently came back from a journey to Africa. You went to Zambia. I was like, wow. You showed me some of the pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Tell us about that journey. Like, why did you go there and what did you gain from that experience?
I'm just one of those people that's always asking what's next. Okay, I had this great opportunity with a great institution to work on a national scale. What's next? Global. Well, global it shall be. So therefore, then like I said, sparked my curiosity. I see how we work from a healthcare perspective in the United States, but how does this, once again, translate globally? And I was very curious in that. I've read a lot of articles on it, but it's nothing like actually going there and living it and, every day. So going over to Zambia, Africa really opened my eyes to different level of communities that's interconnected, globally as well. And then not only that, it made me see, even in 2024, how due to the lack of access and resources in these low income areas over in Zambia, Africa, and in other countries like that. I mean, we were counting how many gauze you can use just to treat a wound, things that we take for granted, here in a first world country. So it really opened my eyes to the importance of resources, the importance of educating certain communities as well. So it was a life-changing experience.
I would say so. Like I said, you take so many things for granted. You're used to it. I've been in the United States my entire life. So going somewhere else, and I've been a couple of different places, but living there for a significant amount of time, so really get a feel for what it's like. And you take electricity for granted. You might take running water for granted.
Showers you take exactly. So they're trying to navigate these elements, and it's a limited amount of time before the electricity, which is called load shedding, happens. So you have to. So that was rough for me initially starting out, but then the creatures in human nature, I noticed towards the end of the 2-3 weeks, I started adapting to those things, So yeah, it's just definitely going into those communities and looking at the resources of the lack thereof. And just, it's a different level of gratitude and a different level of a gap that you have to fill, or to see what part can you play with your expertise to edify these type of communities.
I want to ask you this. I think it's important for our community to see individuals like yourself and how you carry yourself the way that you do. And I know this is one of Dr. Kelly pet peeves, that especially this particular generation, just the present state, there's a projection of stereotypes of people and behavior. So if you're, of a certain age and all you've done is consume love and hip hop for the last, 5 or 6 years, and then you feel like, all right, this is what, when you're a professional or a person that of certain success, and this is the behavior that's acceptable out in the field or in public, and then people begin to think that that's how people behave. Now we know that is not correct. How do you address those types of stereotypes?
I've always, wanted something different for my life. It's just an innate desire and a knowing, I should say, even as an early age. I wanted a certain life for myself, not necessarily lifestyle, but just a life for myself. I used to even think, and this is funny because I was in my 20s thinking like this. I'm thinking like, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, even Gandhi. Like these are people, right? Used to think like, what do they all have in common? They didn't fear death, right? And what can you do in your life where when you pass away, die, people are still talking about you? Like what a legend that you must have to be on how, to have that type of presence in the world. So what I did at an early age, I started reading about a lot of significant figures. Muhammad Ali, I absolutely loved him. I had my son's room all with Muhammad Ali around him. But these are giants in the field. And I always was curious on how do you leave such a mark? So I studied a lot of biographies and people like this because I was looking for the common thread. I was looking for the commonality in this. And a lot of it was focus. A lot of it was discipline. A lot of it was courage to say what you have to say, believe what you have to believe, even if the world turns its back on you, So I'm not saying that I'm on that level, but I identify some certain characteristics in these champions, that are legends. And then I just made sure that how can I show up like that? When it comes to TV, I limited my son a lot on TV, or we really was cautious on what he watched because I read the book of Ben Carson, when The Gifted Hands, and what his mom did. I'm from Oklahoma, so I say mama, but what his mom did was she had a third grade education, but how did this woman raise a brain surgeon and an engineer? What she did, she turned the TV off and she said, you turn the TV off, you start reading, you start studying, and then somebody will be watching you on TV. So these are quintessential moments that I've always remembered. So, that kind of steered my focus, my drive. And, I always say, you got one life to live. I'm trying to ride it till the wheels fall off. And I'm really trying to show up in a way that, hopefully when I'm no longer here, people can say, because you were here, my life has changed. My children's life has changed. And you've changed different generation trajectories because of your presence. And that's what I've always wanted for myself.
I love that, what you stated, especially about in today's media world, turning the TV off, meaning tuning into things that actually can elevate you.
Yes.
And not degrade you.
Yes.
Right? There's a lot of information out there. I'm starting to watch more just regular YouTube because I can tell, so this is what I want to learn more about. And then here's a bunch of programs and I can see what I want to learn.
Curated, yeah.
And not have something just pushed at me that has zero value at all.
Yeah.
I can't take and watch 30 episodes of such and such, walk outside and feel like I know something. Like
exactly.
So you have opportunities that you never had before. And to your point, that's what my mother did. I remember this, that we had a encyclopedia and we call it a psycho teacher thing. And we remember we only had 3 stations when I was growing up.
Okay.
So it wasn't no big turn the TV. I was like, no.
Yeah.
But you wanted to focus on something. You're trying to get information and knowledge and understanding. And you didn't just have to go to school and someone gave you homework and you had to learn this thing. Find some things out that you're interested in. Get under the covers. I love how you said, hey, I want to learn how these things work. I didn't understand, like, all right, yeah, I affected 400% of financial growth. Great. Well, what does that look like? How much money are we talking about? How does that really work, in this business setting? And you got to go outside of yourself to get the knowledge and to get the information and reward yourself with that. Because they're only going to pay you for that particular job, but you got to end up how do I pay myself for my total knowledge, not just a portion of the knowledge?
How could I increase my own personal finances by incremental growth of 400%? You know, so that sparked a thought. But I'll say this real quick to the younger generation, like you said, now with social media and all the platforms, information is being pushed at us at a rapid pace like never before. We're exposed to so much now. You have to kind of reverse engineer this information that's coming to you. If you're living in a neighborhood that you're not comfortable with, if your income is in an area that you're not comfortable with or you don't like, or whatever the case may be, you have to ask yourself, is this valuable to my time? Is this advantageous to what? So by me watching Love and Hip Hop, how is that affecting me having a better life for myself, a better income for myself, putting myself around the type of network I want to put myself around? And if the answer is that it has no value just besides entertainment and tuning into somebody else's drama, then these are the things that you need to chop, cut, and start, like you said, with YouTube. You're curating the information that comes to you. And that typically that curation is based on, I will be able to see, if I looked at your YouTube history, your TikTok history, I kind of see your mindset, your priorities, and where you will be heading in the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely. Your digital footprint
As we
is
say,
definitely
they're
known.
called receipts. Exactly.
Yeah, you got it. And people, organizations, they know where you're at. And so they start pushing more and more of that information to you.
The algorithm, yes.
Whether it's good or bad,
Mm-hmm.
For their own benefit. So you have to be very, very aware of that. We've got a couple minutes left. I want you to hone in and talk to as if I'm your ideal client. Tell me more about upskill and why I should take advantage of your services.
Okay, well, that's great. So, so basically, if you're my ideal client for upskill is a life seeker. Like when I say life seeker, a lifelong learner. I always say, whenever we're kids, they're saying, tell us, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we say one thing. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a judge, etc. But the real reality is your most valuable asset now is your learnability skill. How often are you continuously learning and growing? Baby boomers change jobs 3 to 4 times in their lifetimes or a career. Now with Gen Zs, they change jobs 8 times at least in one career. That's 135% more than those baby boomers. So therefore, you have to look at your learnability skill. Upskill is for people that's constantly wanting to better their best. They're not going to wait for the organization to give them certain visibility. They're basically taking their life, their destiny by their own hands. And they're saying, no, I want to learn how to professionally brand myself. I want to learn how to go from STEM to a startup to an entrepreneur. I want to learn skills that may not have been in my 4-year degree, my master's degree, but I know there's abundance of knowledge out there. And Upskill is here to give you all the skills from elite experts. That's why in our logo we have eagles. These are eagles in the field. I've hand selected the elite professionals that are top tier in their professions. And now they're coming back and they're sitting with you at the table and say, this is how I did it. So it's just those people that's always hungry for knowledge and to grow in their field, and also expand themselves and pivot if and when necessary.
Man, that's so important. So now you've got to tell us definitely how to get in contact with Upskill.
Okay.
Your website and that type of thing. And then give us just a precursor, maybe when this workshop will take place.
Okay, yeah. So the workshop will be taking place at Miami-Dade College. It's going to be the last weekend of January the 20. What is that, Grant? The 25th.
January 25th.
Yeah, thank you. January 25th and the 26th. It will be a 2-day workshop, meaning we're going to have that educational piece on the first day. So we're going to teach you different financial acumen. We're going to have a brand specialist such as Grant there to really go in on how you're showing up and presenting yourself as a professional. And if you want to rebrand yourself as a professional, what does that look like? I'm very big in strategic operations and leadership, so we're going to give you some of that teachable moments as well. But on the second day, it's time to put your skills to the test, right? So then we're going to go in and apply the knowledge. We're going to have a boardroom setting where you can come in, you sit down with high-level thinkers such as yourself, and now we're going to create a case study where we're doing mergers, we're doing, how to revamp the company's market strategy. And now you're going to come out of your comfort zone, and now you're going to be the subject matter expert when it comes to finances, the marketing, the strategic planning. And it gives you that glimpse, as I said, to ignite the fire within you, to give you that visibility and practice to work in different settings and skill sets so you can create new opportunities for yourself as well. So that will be held January the 25th and the 26th as well. This is a great opportunity to network with like-minded people. And like I said, and just really expand yourself in other capacities. Because I always say this, I don't wait on people. If I want something, I go figure it out. So this is a time, don't wait on your organizations. We have so much information available. We have so many experts in the Miami-Dade, Florida area that you can tap into this moment like now, the time is now. So, and it also with Upskill, we'll be doing our grand launch around that time. We'll be having multiple STEM professionals, those in executive leadership. We have a vice president that sits on the board of MIT currently right now. So she's going to talk about innovation and leadership and how to bring that creativity in your team. We have experts like Grant and other STEM professionals talking about how to go from bedsides to business. Different array of skills that you can tap into with our online courses that you can tap into at your own time to learn new skills, to diversify your skills, your portfolio as a professional. So that will be the grand launch in January. Stay tuned. We have more courses coming out. You can connect with us at upskilledu.net. That's UPSKILLEDU.net. We're available on TikTok, LinkedIn, and Instagram as well.
Well, thank you again for being on the show. There is a wait list. I want to let everybody know there is a wait list to get into that first workshop. We're looking at about 40 people or so, and they're lining up at the door. So thank you again for being on the Black Business Network.
Thank you for having me. It was a joy and a pleasure.
You're welcome. I want to let everyone know that the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, and that is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students, you can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for September 2024. And they include NC100, Suede Soul, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Our TV, Executive Women's Success Institute, the Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Black Business Olympics, Artistic App Design, and Black Business Expo USA. Genius is coming, and I will see you on the other side. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Greetings. I am Grant McGall, the CEO and guide behind 5-Star BDM, your sanctuary for business transformation. Here, enterprises are reborn through the harmonious synthesis of strategy and state-of-the-art technology, all under the illuminating embrace of artificial intelligence. My journey is fueled by an unyielding passion to unlock the boundless opportunities embedded within technology. Here at 5-Star BDM, we intertwine with the quintessential values of our clients, meticulously crafting roadmaps that resonate with precision, adaptability, and harmony. We relish addressing challenges, transforming them into stepping stones and guiding organizations to ascend to new peaks by leveraging avant-garde solutions. Our Follow the Brand podcast series is a convergence of pioneering thoughts and groundbreaking ideas, where industry luminaries and revered guests unravel the multifaceted tapestry of technology and innovation. Diving deep into the core of operational essence, we at 5-Star BDM orchestrate swift and transformative changes, refine processes, and amplify customer experiences, all through the eloquence of AI and digital mastery. In synergy with our value partners, we marry technology, tenacity, and creative intuition with ensuring every encounter within your digital sphere is not just functional, but a harmonious symphony of delight and substantial impact. With 5-Star BDM, you're not simply constructing a business. You are sculpting a progressive journey, morphing every opportunity into a symphony of success. So let's innovate, elevate, and thrive together, turning opportunity into success and innovative brilliance. Reach out and commence this transformative journey by going to 5starbdm.com for more information.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader, an expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A a place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you, the marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has the power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good day, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM, and I am your business moderator for this session on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. And we have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And our next speaker is Kalia Hinton Jones. It's Kalia. I know how to pronounce that. And I'm not going to do that because you probably hit me. But Kalia Hinton Jones, she is the founder and chief public relations strategist with over 2 decades of experience in communications. A skilled media coach, she has spent more than 10 years as a news producer for ABC, NBC, and CBS, where she crafted live breaking news and severe weather coverage. And her experience extends beyond hard-hitting news, and she has produced lifestyle talk shows and public affairs programming. And she has successfully secured media coverage for nonprofits and companies in major markets like Atlanta and South Florida. And she holds a Master of Arts in Journalism from Kent State University and a bachelor's degree from Bethune-Cookman University. So I'd like to welcome her to the stage. There she is. How are you doing today, Miss Hinton Jones?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me, Grant. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we just had severe weather, and I'm hoping that you are not in that cone of destruction that's happening. Are you okay now, weather-wise?
So we are in the clear. We're getting some sun coming through. It doesn't look like a tropical paradise, let me tell you. But at least we're not getting like bruising winds and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know the others, other areas not so lucky. But thank you for being able to join us today. And I'd like to know more about your journey because, man, the background, ABC, NBC, CBS, these are all the major media outlets. Can you share your journey that led you to become a media coach and public relations strategist?
So, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me again. And thank you for asking me that question. So, I started as a college student many moons ago, right? I know I look like a child, but I started many moons ago in college. And I had this aspiration to be I don't know if you remember this anchor. Her name was Carol Simpson, and she was actually the first Black woman to anchor World News Tonight when I was a little girl. And so I grew up wanting to be Carol Simpson, right? And then, of course, as time went on, there were other people that I saw within the media that I said, hey, I want to be those people. So obviously, I studied those things in school. And once I completed school, the reality of becoming Carol Simpson became more distant than close. And I ended up working in the nonprofit space for about 5 years. And that prepared me actually to work in media, which was always my dream. I always wanted to be in the media space. And, I remember when I received the opportunity to work in media, when I took my first TV job, that the woman who actually hired me, which I thought would be a challenge because of my resume. She said the reason why she hired me was because I did have nonprofit experience. She said so many people that came into the newsroom at the time, they came straight out of journalism school and they were looking for a TV job. And they were not prepared for not only the creativity aspect, but the actual like showing up to work, being punctual, not being, a early 20 something. So she really appreciated that I came with this background and this wealth of experience. And that was the first time that I realized, don't count yourself out because you feel like your resume doesn't muster up. A lot of times people are looking for those unique things that will add to the job that you're required to do. So I worked in television for obviously 10 years, as you had mentioned, and worked for a variety of local networks, just producing news. So I produced news content. I produced lifestyle content, as you mentioned, breaking news, all kinds of things over those 10 years. But essentially what happened was I got burnt out. I got burnt out because news is 24/7, 365. The news happens on Thanksgiving. It happens on Christmas. It happens on Easter Sunday. It happens on 4th of July. It happens. And so when I was in news, when I decided to transition out of it, I had two small kids and I was missing birthdays. I was missing major school events, and it becomes that issue of that push and pull of being available to the people that you love and being able to be available for the job you love. And, I felt like it was time. I went and got my master's degree in PR. And, one day I eventually met someone who ended up being my mentor. And she was the one who told me, hey, this is what you do. She told me 3 things to do. I did those 3 things and I started my business. I was green behind the ear, but super excited to serve.
super excited to share my skills. And that's what basically got me to where I am today.
Well, that is a wonderful story. And I'm glad you had the experience in the background. And I'm glad someone took a chance on you and brought you in with your public, with your nonprofit experience. It's like, hey, we're going to give her a shot because we feel like she has the aptitude and the discipline to get this done. I want to ask you a direct question on media. And this has been out there because there's our population, I would say the African-American population, a lot of people that are tuning into this show feel that somewhat the news is biased. As far as they seem to want to project the news that is the most negative in the environment, whether it's a criminality or some kind of political influences, but they don't really focus on the more positive aspects on the community. They feel like this is not news worthy. Is that a correct statement on what people feel, or is it just we're just not seeing the whole picture?
So from a person that's been in the newsroom and has been a person to make the decisions about what people watch when it comes to their local news and local news content, I believe that there is a system within the news system that encourages, if it bleeds, it leads, right? And so it's easier to drum up fear, right? Fear is a more productive tool than telling about the little kid that's selling lemonade to help someone pay for medical bills, right? Fear is a very useful tool. However, I would not say that newsrooms intentionally want to be fearmongers, but it's a cyclical cycle. We create the news that, or not create, but we produce the news that we produce based on the interest of the audience. So would the audience be interested in hearing about the kid selling lemonade, or helping the veteran, or helping a single mom? It's open for debate and it's open for discussion, because I think if you put side by side content that has positive messaging and positive stories, typically people will lean towards the negativity. And and as I said, it's a cyclical system because one thing feeds off of the other. News says we present what people are interested in. People say that we watch what the news gives us, right? And so it's very challenging to determine which one is the actual truth. But I do believe that if we bring more balance into what is shared with our communities, what's shared in our media spaces, then we can see more content that is less fear-mongering, less highlighting certain groups and classes as criminals. It will eliminate some messaging, but also that means, Grant, that we need to have more people of color that are in the newsrooms, that are in the decision-making spaces, and are determining what people actually get to see, right? And when you don't have those people, when we don't have more people of color, when we don't have more women, when we don't have more marginalized communities, even people with special needs, right? They have a voice too. When we don't have people that have a variety of perspectives in the newsroom, then it limits the storytelling ability of the media agency that's telling the story. And then vice versa. If you have too many of the wrong voices, then you have problematic stories as well, right? So
100%. I'm glad you gave that perspective. It's very balanced, very factual. Now I want to ask you this, because here's the change that's happening. You've seen this. You've worked in TV over 10 years. Now you have streaming services. We're on one right now that we control the programming. We control the messaging. And I think on the last stat that I saw that came out, that streaming services are out producing or have more viewership than your traditional television outlets. How do you feel about that?
So I will start with this. Just the other day, I was actually on Threads. I don't know if you utilize Threads or not, but I actually saw someone that I follow that is an influencer, actually in the Christian space. But he actually posted, "This is crazy. I'm on Twitch and I'm literally watching someone just go about their day. They are going to the grocery store, they're putting gas in their car, they're picking their kids up from school, and thousands of people are watching this, right?" So, what I say to that, Grant, is welcome to the new universe, right? Welcome to the new universe where multiple voices have access to share their stories, to shape the narrative, right? To determine what is interesting to people, right? And easily gain a following, because there are almost 8 billion people on this planet, right? You multiply that, that's like what? 19 billion eyeballs, right? And at any given moment, those eyeballs can change direction, right? So the thing is, it's a brave new world. It's like the wild, wild west, right? It's a gold rush of sorts when it comes to content creation and streaming. People are interested in the mundane. The mundane has become the entertainment of the hour, right? The entertainment of the day. And the simple things that people think are non-extraordinary, you would be you would be kind of pull it back to see how many people are like tuning in to follow these things. So I agree with you. Streaming has definitely changed the game. I was literally on my live. I do a twice weekly live on my Instagram account. And I was just mentioning to my followers that about 20 years ago, and Grant, you can back me up on this. 20 years ago, if you wanted to connect with someone, you literally had to go in the yellow pages or go in the white pages, right? Then you had to go find their address. Then you had to either take a plane, a train, a bus, or walk or ride a bike or something to get to that person's door, right? And then you had to pray to God that that person would open up their schedule to meet with you and talk to you about whatever it is that you wanted to talk to them about. Or if you were a little bit more savvy, right, you would say, "Oh, I'm going to send them a fax," right? So you would send them a fax and then pray to God that someone would be at the fax machine who knew the person that you wanted to connect with in order to connect with them. Guess what, Grant? We don't live in that world anymore. We literally can DM someone if we wanted to connect with them. There are no longer any 6 degrees of separation, right? We literally have 1 degree and it's called DM, right? And so the world has changed vastly, right? From the days of where you had to like go into the TV station or you had to send a nice, neat paper-driven press kit, right? And you had to pray to God that someone is in there that liked you or liked your smile or liked your perfume or liked something about you to get your person on. But we don't have to do that anymore, right? So all we have to do is create compelling content with compelling messaging, and it brings the audience to us. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be compelling. It just has to be there, right?
You said that. So, and whatever floats your boat, there's so much content. There's people tune into what they like, they know, they trust, and it could be completely different from what you say mainstream news is like. And I think our new generation, like your Gen Zs, your Gen Xs, your millennials, they aren't always turning on your CNNs and your ABCs. They're getting their news from other ways and other things. So I want to talk about your media company, what you're doing. Tell us more about your business.
So thank you for inviting me to share. So I started Hinton Jones Media back in 2016. So as I've shared before on some of my lives, I was actually in the newsroom working on a noon show when my mentor, the woman who would be my mentor, popped up, right? She came in because she was actually at my station with Ludacris's wife, who at the time was promoting a nonprofit that she had created. And so she was a guest on one of our lifestyle programs that particular day. And I overheard her talking to one of my colleagues, where she was like, she was an executive producer at CNN, and she had 2 phones. She had a newborn baby. She had just, her and her husband had been married just for a few years. And if there was a plane crash in Istanbul, Grant, she would have to get up in the middle of the night, put on her jogging sweatpants, leave her baby, leave her man, and go to the station to take care of that breaking news, right? And so she said enough was enough, right? And she spoke about some of my pain points, right? And immediately I was like, I got to talk to her. So she ended up being my mentor. She gave me the ropes. She told me what to do. I did those things. I started my business, and I started, kissing the babies, showing up at all the places, giving away free services, right? I gave free services away to my church. I gave away free services to schools. Like, I did all of the things because I just wanted to get my name out there. I wanted to get my business's name out there. And so I started this business with a desire to amplify the voices, stories, and messages of people who don't get the media coverage that they deserve. And because I feel like there's so many people who do incredible work, as you had mentioned earlier, like the stories that get in page D19, right, in a rundown. I wanted to give those people the insights of what I knew as being in a newsroom. Why did I reject stories? Why were their stories? I apologize for that. Why were there stories that people would send to the newsroom that would get rejected? They were great people, right? They probably on the face of it had great stories, but they just didn't understand how the newsroom worked. They didn't understand what makes content interesting, right? They didn't present enough evidence to show that what they had to share was not only valuable to them, but valuable to millions of eyeballs potentially. Right? Because, sometimes we have a good story in the family where everybody is knee slapping and everything. And you think that that's so funny, but outside of your doors, nobody thinks it's funny. Right? And so it's so important, right? It's so important for people who want to get the opportunities to be on air, to be on camera, to be published, right? To be interviewed, that they understand the media agency first and foremost. And then secondly, they have a well put together message and package that speaks to the media agency, the needs of the media agency. So that's what I do. I my PR work is based on really trying to amplify those voices and stories and messages.
So if someone's interested in hiring you, you have a service, and that service is to either you're going to do public relations for them. So they would hire you as a public relations consultant, like, hey, we need coverage. We need to get our story out there into all it, because I'm sure you still have relationships that they wouldn't have.
Yes.
So help them understand the difference of, like, doing it yourself, you're going to get this far. But if you work with me, I open the door, let's say, to a whole nother opportunity.
So I thank you for asking that question, because I think a lot of times people approach PR with like a skittish, like, I don't know. I kind of don't, they're not quite sure, right? Like, they think PR is something for like a Tom Cruise or something like that, right? But to be honest, I believe that everyone who has a business, right, should prepare themselves for some level of exposure, right? Because your goal is to get as many of those 8 billion eyeballs potentially to see what's really good about you and what's really good about the services that you offer. So you can do a DIY of PR. And I've had plenty of people that have reached out to me that said, hey, I think I need your services. And I'll say, I don't think that you're at the place right now where you should invest in what it costs to hire a PR agency. Here are some things that you can do on your own that will give you some level of effectiveness, but won't break the bank, right? Now, I do think that there is a place for someone who's a strategist because they can think about campaigns, right? And campaigns are different from if you're just trying to get some people in the neighborhood to come to the fish fry, right? It's completely different. And so there's a lot more planning, right? There's a lot more tactics involved. There's obviously more resources that are necessary because there are rollouts and all of these different types of things. And so I think that you can DIY some level of PR, but it's going to take a lot of time. And that's the thing that people don't want to do. They are already oversaturated with things that are taking up their time. They hire someone like me because that is what my time brings you, right?
Yeah.
It affords you these opportunities, right? And to add to something that you had mentioned earlier, I also think that a lot of times that people who are traveling the DIY route, they can invest in themselves by developing their personal brand. And I know you and I are on the same space about branding, but I've done so much work over the last couple years and I've met so many wonderful people, like I said, with great ideas and great intentions. And if their story hit the wires, then it would probably change the world, right? Particularly in their perspective. But what I've realized is that they're underprepared for the media attention, right? They don't have very, very simple, rudimentary things, right? They are CEOs of a company or VP of this or, in the C-suite somewhere, but they don't have a viable headshot. Like very simple things, Grant, very simple things. They don't have a bio. Last year I did some work for a conference, a women's conference, and I reached out to some of the speakers, and several of them have had like incredible platforms, right? And so I reached out and I said, hey, please send me your approved headshot and your bio, because we're going to be doing some promotions and flyers and things like that. And literally one woman who has an incredible platform, she sent me like 2 lines, 2 lines, right?
Yeah.
Another woman sent me a picture that it looked like it was just taken somewhere in the dark, right? I've had people send me pictures of them like in the bathroom, right? I've had people take pictures of themselves in the car or in their Sunday best, right? So we have to be able to separate the professional from the day-to-day. Right? Because these opportunities are special opportunities. Would anyone really want their picture that's on GMA to be a picture of them in their car with their seatbelt over them?
Right.
Right. And just those simple things. So I believe that a personal brand or personal branding is so necessary, whether you're professional or you are an entrepreneur, or you are just a person who's just trying to create good content. Your personal brand is key. It lends you credibility. It establishes your expertise. And it also determines the audience that follows you, right? So I believe you can do the DIY route, but I would say if you're going to do the DIY route, you need to establish and work on building and developing your personal brand.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. And as you go down that road, you're going to find out at the point in time where you need a professional.
Absolutely.
It'll be very obvious to you. Like, I can only do so much myself. And you can educate yourself and I've been down that road. Like, yeah, I can do certain things, but then you're like, well, I got to go down here and get a professional headshot done. I got to go over here and get a professional story built out. Just like when you do a website. Yeah, you could throw something up to get you by. But at some point in time, as you become more credible and you become more sought out, there's a certain image that you need to project in order to get the client that you're working with. And you brought up something that's so important, how the game has changed, where you grew up in a world where you had yellow pages and white pages, right? And fax machine. And you talk to your kid now, fax machine, we're talking about. So I say that to say this, the world is way more digital these days. And so the first thing that typically people are going to do, if they know of you, is they're going to look you up on search and social. So think of that as your digital office. So if someone comes to your physical office, you're an entrepreneur, you're in business, they're going to come in there, you're going to have a nice office, nice pictures, you're going to be dressed for the service that you provide. So if they look at your digital profiles and it doesn't say the same thing, or you looking way too casual, let's just say, for what you're doing, you need to take a look at those things, because that is the way people are doing it. It's not casual anymore. You're like, you know what? Yeah, I just do some Facebook and throw some stuff up. No, this is becoming a business tool, whether you realize it or not.
It is.
It's a business tool, and you need to show up to be able to present yourself in the way that you are perceived, or you want others to perceive you. I think that's so important. Now we've got 10 minutes here or so, and I want to really focus on what you're doing, because I've seen what you're doing. And talk to people why you do a live show twice a week and why that's important for you to do that.
So, first of all, I think that I follow the statement that I read from Gary Vee a couple of years ago. And he's that bombastic coach that we hear on social media. Gary Vee said, in the future, if you're not a media agency, your business will not be able to survive. It doesn't matter if you install windows, or you sell turf, right? Or you are the head of a major conglomerate, right? If your company or your business does not have an internal media structure, right, and is shaping the narrative, then you're going to be left behind, right? And so that is part of what guides me in my decision to do my twice weekly Instagram live show. But even more than that, I believe that we are all created to help one another, right? There's something that you know that I don't know. There's life experience that you've had that is so nuanced that if I asked you about it, you will be able to fill in the gaps in something that I'm trying to do, right? And so I feel if we are building businesses, yes, we offer services, yes, we want to make money, but the whole point is to help somebody, right? And so I started my Instagram show because I really wanted to help people. I really wanted to share what I've learned in my life and with my my skills and with my talents, and with the intersection of different spaces that I've been in, because they make me me and they make me unique, right? And there's a beautiful value in that. And there's a beautiful necessity in that. And there's a beautiful voice in that. And so I get on there and I teach people what I think that they should know. And, people give me feedback. And, I've been mostly over the last couple months just being really focused on people building their personal brands, because, I found some research that said by 2030, content creation is going to be a $500 billion industry.
Wow. 500 billion.
500 billion. So let's put that into perspective. There are countries, if you put together their entire GDP, will never amount to $500 billion. So if we're having people out here creating content, it's perspective, right? And so if we're having people out here creating content, telling their stories, sharing their mundane, sharing their wisdom, sharing their gifts, sharing their talents, right? They are essentially being a voice, and a voice that can bring in money.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
So we're moving from a space where we had to go to the TV station, or we had to know the advertising agency to get in the door, or, we had to hire some big wig in order to get to the television station. Like it is now um, so micro operated that you are your own entity, right? And you are your own brandable entity, and you're your own monetizable entity, right? And so my path may not be everyone else's path. They may not want to do an Instagram live. Maybe they want to do a Facebook live. Maybe they want to do a YouTube. Whatever it is, these channels are all free and they're all available. But again, when they're free, that means that you are the one that is monetized, right? But you might as well get a piece of the pie, right? You might as well get a piece of the pie, because now that we're going into this $500 billion zone, think about what is available to you when you brand yourself, when you craft a slice of that audience for yourself, right? And again, at the end of the day, it's about helping people. It's about changing lives. It's about turning on the light bulb in some people's eyes, right? Or in people's minds. It's about maybe giving people something to look forward to, right? But I do think that deciding to do my twice weekly show and the things that I do are really about educating people. It's really about creating spaces in their minds for the opportunities that's available to them, and just encouraging them. I'm also a woman of faith, and I do believe that people should be encouraged, right? They should be encouraged because God assigns us to be success. We are hardwired for success, right?
I completely agree. I want to thank you for sharing that, because our world is changing rapidly. And some of the things that happen or has been challenges to career and business development, we can get to a more even playing field now with some of the technological platforms that are now available, where you didn't have the access. Now you do have access. Now you have to now implement your accessibility and get to the right audience, and to create opportunities for yourself and others, and to share knowledge. So being a thought leader these days is a very big thing. So people can get knowledge and get an understanding, applied knowledge. Hey, you've been in the media world for 10 plus years. Tell me more about that. Instead of like, wow, I got to go find her and maybe run down to the news station and try to figure out where she's at. No, she's put the content out there for you very easily to then to understand. Like you were saying, you're a mentor, Miss Simpson was out there. You're like, wow, she's on it. There she is. And you inspired it. There's somebody out there right now looking at Cal. You're like, look at her. Look at her. I want to be just like her. She reminds me of me. And now she gets access to a lot more information about you specifically, not just about the news station, about you, what you're doing, and then how she can kind of like craft her life to be something similar. And then she finds out, a lot more than she ever did before. We've got one more minute here. Tell us how to get in contact with you, to get to your website, email, that type of thing, so that person can get the knowledge that they need.
So you can contact me by visiting my website, which is hentonjonesmedia.com. That's Henton, Henton, jonesmedia.com. And obviously on my website, I have my services and I have a whole shop section. So if you're interested in courses about building your personal brand, if you want to learn how to actually navigate the media system and get your story heard or in a position to be heard. I also have a book called The 30-Day Playbook, how to get the media attention that you want. I have several ebooks. If you are trying to pitch to the media and you're like, I don't even know how to craft an email, I don't know what to do, right? I have a ebook available on my website for that as well. I also have an ebook available about writing a press release. It is, I know in our Chat GPT era, people will go in and be like, write me a press release, right? But I say that while Chat GPT is moving at lightning speed to understand and to easily communicate the human voice, we still have the ability to add the human touch to make the human voice necessary, right?
Sure.
Because what we don't want to do is push AI so far ahead that we diminish our own capacity as humans to be human, right?
Yeah.
And so we still have to learn the mechanics of certain things. So I have an ebook available for people who want to learn how to write a press release. And a press release, I call it a banging press release because it'll grab the attention of your media audience, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to email me, you're more than welcome to do so. My email is KALI, which is my first name, Kalia, at hintonjonesmedia.com.
That is wonderful. I want to thank you again for being on the show, on the Black Business Network. We'll definitely have you back again. Thank you so much and enjoy your coming weekend.
Thank you so much for having me, Grant. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you to the Black Business Network as well.
Absolutely. Take care.
You too.
Oh, that's wonderful information. I want everyone to understand that this is the Black Business Expo, and we have a mission, and that mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. And this expo is a fundraiser for students. Students, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that is on the screen below. That is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students, you can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we would like to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for September 2024. They include NC100, Suede Soul, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Our TV, Executive Women's Success Institute, the Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Black Entertainment, Black Business Olympics, The Artistic App Design, and Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I will see you on the other side.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black Business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM, is turning heads in the healthcare and information technology sectors with his groundbreaking approach to personal branding and business development. By challenging conventional strategies, he's setting a new standard for how executives present themselves and their businesses to the world. McGaw's expertise isn't just about standing out. It's about strategic guidance, generating leads, and building networks that propel executives beyond their competition. His focus on authenticity allows leaders to leverage their unique stories, driving exponential growth and success in their industries. Beyond branding, McGaw is a fervent advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. He's committed to helping organizations cultivate environments where innovation and collaboration thrive through inclusive cultures. And for those eager to dive deeper, McGaw hosts the Follow the Brand podcast. Here, he unpacks the intricacies of personal branding and business growth, offering valuable insights for professionals eager to redefine their identities and share their narratives with the world.